All right, so in this video, we're going to go ahead and walk through how to do Frieza. This is an exercise from the studycatcam.com website that I got from the internet. This is exercise 1046. I'm going to take a look at some of the dimension here. So first, let's establish this middle line here, the center line. This the center of the face. So we're going to construct this right here. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and use that to construct a circle. And this circle is going to be a 56.5 in radius. All right. And then after that, we're going to see that we also, from that center for the 56.5, if we offset it up 25 unit to the top, we can use that to construct another circle, and that will be the center for this 43 radius circle. So we're going to construct those two first. All right. So let's take a look at that right here on this right-hand side. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So first, I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to just go ahead and randomly draw some there. That will be, I'm going to turn that into a construction line first. So load. I'm going to use something that I'm going to use something that is just like that. I'm going to use a dash 2. All right, I'm going to click OK. And then I'm going to click on this line. I'm going to turn that into that. All right, so it's easier for us to look at. All right, so there it is. I'm going to go and draw a circle. So from here, I will find that. And this is 56.5. Enter. Let me confirm the measurements. 56.5, and then I'm going to go up 25 from there. Use that to draw the 43. All right, so let's go ahead and hit circle. See for circles show up, and then I'm going to do TR. There's something new here, guys. So TR for tracking. So hit enter. And then they ask me, all right, let me try that again. Escape. All right, circle. And then select the center. I will be tracking. Point of selection is required. I'm going to go here. And I'm going to hit enter. Sorry, TK. Sorry, it's TK, not TR. I was thinking of tangent radius, which means TTR. All right, tracking TK. We're going to have that. And then we're going to go from here. I'm going to select that. And you can see if I go to the left and the right, if I zoom in, you can see that I have that orange line there. I want to go up, and I'm going to put in 25. And here I'm going to hit enter. And that is where my location is to draw the circle. I need to hit enter again, and then I can draw that circle of 43. All right, so this is a new skill. If you need to learn that, watch that again, what I just did. So you hit a couple of enter. All right, so we have that. Pretty good. So let's take a look at the drawing again. So if we zoom in here, we can see that we need to do something here. Over here on the left, we have a little arc right here that we need to construct. So this is radius of 16 from this right here where my crosshair is. That's the center. All right. So we need to establish this line right here. And if we zoom out, we can see that that is the whole thing here is 104. So half of that would be 104 divided by 2, which is 52 from the center line. So I'm going to offset to the left 52. And I'm going to go ahead and see what else I need to do here. Offset to the left 50. Offset to the left 52. So let's do that first. Let me zoom into here. So I'm going to click on this line. So I'm going to offset, click on this line. So offset how much? 52, right? Enter. And then we're going to click this to offset to there, and we're going to click it. There we are. So we have that to establish something. So we need to establish now the other end. So let me do this first, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and move this picture closer to the um, actual drawing. So let me move it. Select object. Move selected object. Enter. Select displacement. I'm gonna display it around here. So let's make it right there. Okay. So it's closer. It's easier to look. All right. So we need to get this corner here, this location. So we got the vertical line, we need the horizontal. So we need to find that. So the distance from here to there is 16. We already know the radius of this circle is 43. So we need to create something here. 43 plus 16, that would be 59. So I'm going to go ahead and use the same center for that 25, that unit there, that same center. I'm going to draw a circle that is 59. Enter. Right? So what we're going to do is we're going to use that intersection to draw that circle of radius 16. So here we go. Zoom in there. Radius of 16. All right. So that is what we have. And then now I can hit escape here, get out of it, and I can go ahead and delete this circle that we just create. And then I can start trimming some of this stuff. So let's see. Let's go ahead and trim that. Trim that. Lift that. I can trim this, trim this section, trim that section. So there we are. So you can see that I just construct this. Let me hit F12 here. You can see that I can just construct that, right? So what I do now is gonna go ahead and mirror this to the right, because you can see Frieza on the left and the right the same. So I'm gonna go to mirror. All right, and then I'm gonna select this and shift to hit that other one as well. All right, let me see that one more time. So let's do mirror again, and I can just select it this way. All right, I'm gonna mirror that, and I'm gonna hit enter, and then I'm gonna mirror around this point to the right. So there you go. And then voila, I don't want to get rid of it, so hit enter. There you go. All right, so if we look back, we got that, right? So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and draw this little section here. So let's take a look at some of this. So this right here, the location where my crosshair is, that is 25, right? You can see that the distance we go up 25 there from the center of the big circle, 56.5, right? So from here, what do? We can see that the new location is right here for that circle of radius 5.5. And that is, let's see what the distance of that is. That's 8.5. So it's 8.5 from that 25. So it's 8.5. And then how far is that from the center line? So let's zoom out a little bit. You can see that is 29. So it's 29 right there. So we're going to do that to draw the radius 5.5. So we go up 8.5 and go to the right 29. So we're going to use that to draw. All right, so here we are. I'm going to do the same thing that I did earlier, if you guys don't remember. So hit escape a few times. I'm going to do circle, C for circle. All right, escape, C for circle. It's going to show up, do that, and I'm going to do this time, hopefully it's correct. TK for tracking, hit enter. Now select the first point. So the first point will going to be right here at that location. So click on that and then hit enter. And then we're going to go, let's do that again. Circle. That's not what I want to do. So let's do again circle. And then TK, enter. So here's our very first point here. Click on that. And then we go to the right. We need to know how far we go. So the next thing to the right we're going to do is the point will be 20. Here we're going to put in 29. My number is not on, sorry. 29. Let me see here. Hit escape. Sorry, my mouse got moved to the right and it got stuck in that corner, so you cannot see the measurements. All right, let's do it again. C for circle. Hit it. TK for tracking. Enter. and then we're going to go to that location, hit it, go to the right, and we know that we're going to go to the right 29, so 29, enter, and then we're going to go down. We know that we're going to go, or we go up, I'm sorry, we go back to it. Yeah, 29 to the right, and then we go up 8.5, right? So we're going to go up 8.5 from that. So we're going to go up 8.5. I'm going to hit enter, and then at this location, we're going to hit enter again to draw that circle. And that circle is radius 5.5. Enter. That's our first locations for the circle that we have right here. That's 5.5. The next one we're going to draw is down here, which is radius 6. And that is, where is it? So we look at this, the 25. Again, that's the center of the 43. So from that, they went down 1.5. And then this location is a little more than the 29. So if we look up here, that's 29 plus 5 more. So that's 34. So 34 from the center and then down 1.5. So same thing that we did earlier. Circle. TK. Enter. Let's go to find the center of that circle, the big circle, the 43 circle, which is right here. All right. Click that. We're going to go to the right, and we know that we're going to go to the right how much? We're going to go to the right. We're going to go to the right 29 plus 5. That is 34. Enter. And then we're going to go down. I don't know why it's not doing 29. No, that's 34, 34. Enter. And then we're going to go down, how far? Go down 1.5. Enter. And then at that location that we just did, at that location, we're going to go hit enter. And then that will draw a circle. And then the radius of that is 6. All right. So we got that 2 circle there. All right. So we're almost done with that little sections. What we're going to do now is we got the radius of 14. So that's going to be a tangent circle. So we're going to do a tangent circle of this 2. So hit escape a few times. I always do that. So down here, TTR, remember, tangent circle radius. So we're going to go hit this one, and we're going to hit that one, and we're going to put in the dimension of 14. Hit enter. You have that. Now, if it show up a different angle, for example, I'm going to go ahead and show you that. Let's say you do the tangent circle and you did it this way. You click those and you put in 14, and you have a different circle. So just fix that, all right? So just click somewhere out here, all right? So there we are. I'm back at that, and hopefully this time you guys can see this and do it over. So tangent circle, click, 14. All right, there we are, and then we can start trimming things. So let's go and trim what we need to trim. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do that in a second. All right, so I just went ahead and I trimmed the little section here, that what we need to trim. I trimmed some of them, left that, and then I move it to the left of this picture here, so it's easier for us to go back and forth. So next, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and concentrate on this circle here. This circle, this arc is touching that small section that we just create, and that radius of 48. So if I am to look at this, and if I am to draw a circle that is tangent radius between the 2 circle there, if I do that, it's going to be the dimension is 48. So I'm going to do that. You can see that it's like that, and it's not look like it's touching here, right? Now let's look at the problem closely. The problem is this picture is close, is touching at this location, and they gave you a location which is 4.5 from the center line. So if I am now to go over here, I'm going to offset this center line 4.5 to the left. You can see if I zoom in, the circle does not cross the other circle at that location. All right, so it's not the same. So what we need to do is we need to fix that up. So first, I'm going to do escape here first. First, I'm going to do PT for to select something because right now it's nothing showing up. So I'm going to select some like this, or you can use anything here. That's can or even that. Click OK, and then now you're going to do point, and they say select a point. So that the point that I'm going to select is that the point that we want. So you see that it's already showing up there. So that's the point that we need. Okay, that's the point at the intersection of the circle and that line is 4.5 from that center. So we want that to show up there. All right. So this circle needs to cross that from there, but it's not doing that right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this circle here, delete that. We need to use that point still. So we're going to worry about that in a second. So let's take a look at the problem here. This is 48, right? And this is 5.5 circle. So we got, let's do some math. So we're going to use this right here to draw that circle, and we're going to subtract things. So let's talk about that in a second. So we're going to use that endpoint. We're going to draw a circle that is 48. Okay. All right, so we have that. And now we're going to use the same thing. We're going to use this center here. We're going to draw another circle. Use that center of the 5.5. We're going to draw a circle. Now we draw another 48 radius. Subtract that 5.5. So 48 minus 5.5. That's going to be a 42.5. So it's going to be 42.5 circle. So now that gives us this intersection here. Okay, and we're going to use that intersection to create a circle of radius 48. All right. So then now I'm done with that. I can go and get rid of this circle that I just create, get rid of the other circle. And you can see, if I zoom in, you can see that that circle there cross this at that location that we built. All right. So again, if you did not get that, there are some subtraction that we need to make in order for us, because the circle that intersect these two small circle that we create earlier with the radius 48 is not crossing at the location that we want. So we need to move the circle up a little bit. And to do that, we create the circle from that center, and then we create another circle from the same center of the 5.5. Subtract that 5.5 because that's the arc that we need to connect to. And then we got the intersection to do all of that. Now you can go back just a few seconds, see how I did it. All right. All right. Now, so what we're going to do now is we're going to trim. We're going to trim the part that we don't need. All right. We don't need any of these, so we're going to trim those. And we're going to zoom up here. We still have that. We're going to go ahead and trim this section as well because we don't need that. And we can also trim that, right? So right there is what we have. And you guys can see all of that. All right. So let's take a look at that. All right. So that's what we have there. I'm not really sure. We need to trim this little section there. Yep. Let's trim that as well. So let's take a look at Frieza again. Yep. So there, that looked like we need to trim this one as well. Yep. All right, so that's look fine there. That's look fine there. So that is what we got. And of course, we're gonna need to turn this and this back to by layer, so it's white. Oh, I need that one too. So another thing we want to teach you is if you do MA for match. MA for match prop. You click on this and you're going to click on that. It's going to match whatever color that you have. All right, enter. All right, so that is another skills there. Hopefully you learn that. All right, so now that we have that, let's move on to the next things. All right, so the next step we're going to do is we're going to start looking at the right-hand section here of the drawing. We're going to concentrate on that. All right, so if we're looking at that, we can see that we have from here down we have a certain arc. There's no length right there, and the rest basically they get rid of that circle. So they turn the rest into a construction line. So we have to cut something out from there. We're going to talk about that. Let's take a look here. You can see the distance from the center of the big circle down is 50, 50. That whole thing is 50, and they have all the measurement here. You can see this is 16.5. That's 11, and that is 15.5. So the best way to do is we're going to go ahead and offset this. We're going to draw something here perpendicular to the other construction line, and then we're going to offset it all the way down 50, and then we go up 15.5, we go up 11, and then we go up 16.5. That will give us the remaining section, and that is the location where that arc ends right there. Okay. So we're going to do that right now. Let's take a look here. Go to line. We're going to look for the center of this big circle here. Right. So hit escape for a little bit. Line. And then we're going to click on this one. Is showing up. Not clicking, but move your mouse to the big circle. That show up. That is the center that we're looking for. We're going to go ahead and make it to the right-hand side. And we're going to just click there. That's it. That's all we need to do. And we need this to be our construction line. So we're going to make them a -x2. That's the one. All right. We're going to take this now. That's the one we're going to offset 50 units down. So we're going to offset that down 50. All right. So that is 50 there. And then we now offset again. Hit enter. And then you're going to offset again. This time you're going to offset how much? You're going to offset 15.5, 11, 16.5. So 15.5. And then we're going to offset again 11 up from that location. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and offset again. This time we're going to offset 16.5. Sorry, let's do that again. 16.5. And then click it there. So that, ladies and gentlemen, that right there is the location that we're gonna end the arc. It's right here. That's the location right there. Okay, it's the same on the left and the right. So that's the location we're gonna cut off these things. So we're gonna use that measurements there. I'm gonna actually, because we have to do it, I'm gonna click on this. I'm gonna extend it all the way to the left because I need that line there. All right, so that is that, and I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this section from here all the way to there. So this, let's see if I trim it, I can do that, right? And then I trim everything else underneath if I want to, but that's gonna take a while. But hey, you want to, that's one way of doing it. That's how you trim that section away. All right, so let's see what we're gonna do next with this. All right, so here we are at this location, and then for the next steps, we're gonna go ahead and do this arc, and everything's on the right hand side here, and then we're gonna mirror it to the left. But first, we need to, because we have different kind of construction line here, they all the same colors, and we don't know the difference. If we go back and forth, we can see the measurement there. But another thing you can do is you can actually put in the dimension yourself. So dimension, if you tap on your keyboard D for dimensions, you can see the linear dimension. That's the one we want. You can see the dimension that's linear. You see that they show up the picture between two things, right? So let's do that. And then we're gonna go ahead and put in the measurements between these two locations, but we don't have them right now. So we want this point to follow to that point. We want that distance. So we're gonna be selecting one point, and then continuously we're gonna follow the second point. So the shortcut for the dimension that continues between two things is gonna be DCO, continuous dimensions. Hit enter, and then we're gonna go ahead and select our location here. That one, and that will be a dimension that we're gonna need. And then you're going to hit enter to repeat that, the dimension between two things. And again, you can do DCO again, dimension continuous, and then you can select between that one and that one to get the next one. Oops, I don't want that because I want that 11 in the middle there. So D for dimensions linear, that's the one we want. And then DCO, dimension continuous between two things. So we can go click on that one, click that one. Somehow the 11 is staying there. And let's see if I can, if I hit escape, let me see if I can click on that 11 and drag it down. I want you to stay there, buddy. There. All right, so I got that. And then the next thing, I'll just do dimension linear again. So DCO for continuous dimension. And then again, continue with that dimension between that point and that point. And we have 16. And then I believe this is the one that we don't need, but let's see. Do we need that dimension for any of our drawing? We don't need that one. What we need is we need to know, yeah, whatever we need later, we're gonna come to it later. But I'm gonna go ahead and change this color to a different color here. So that you guys can see this later. Let's go by layer so it's white, so it show up. All right, and then I'm just gonna be hit escape here. All right, so I'm gonna make sure that everything's turned into the same color. And if you recall, I did matching, so MA and match prop showing up. I click what I want to match first, and then I paint that onto the other two. All right, now I have those measurements, and I can get rid of them later. All right, so let's take a look here. We concentrate on this arc now, the radius of 48, and that start from the end point, and then you can see that it stopped right here on this line of 11s, right? So that's going to be ending there. So we're going to use that measurements there. So that's the reason why we did that earlier. All right, so I'm going to go to arc, and I'm going to do an arc from here to here. And that radius is going to be, okay, first of all, let's take a look at the picture again. I'm sorry, I made a mistake here because we need to establish where this one is, right? So let's zoom out a little bit, and you can see this arc start from here, and then it's end at this location that intersecting the offset 11 with that corner there. So we're going to follow this. It's 130.7, but it's going to be for both, so that's halfway of that. So we're going to go ahead. Let's get rid of this because we don't need this anymore. Let's go to offset. So offset, we're going to go down here because we're going to do some math. So 137. I'm sorry, let me now again just make sure 100.7. So 130.7 divided by 2. That's the one that I want to offset, and I want to offset this line here, right? We want to offset that to, let's do that again. That's going to be 130.7 divided by 2, enter. Somehow it doesn't work in this case. Let me see this. All right, so that means we have to actually do the math. I don't want that. Let me see if I have to do it this way, if it works. 130.7 divided by 2. I actually put it in the things now. So hit enter if that works. Not sure if that works at all. It doesn't work. So you have to use a calculator on this. That's kind of weird. You would assume that it works. So let me see. 130.7 divided by 2. All right, and then 130.7 divided by 2. Let's see, hit enter. That is not even giving me the number. All right, that's offset. So we're gonna have to use a calculator on this one. And for the calculator, 130.7 divided by 2 equal to 65.35. So we're going to go in here, 65.35, enter, and then we're going to go select that, and we're going to go to the right. So hit it there. All right. So what we're going to do now is, this is the intersection there. That's the one that we're going to do the arc to. So the arc to this point, to that point, with the radius up the other way. And what is the radius? The dimension of the radius was what? 48. Enter. All right. We don't need the part in the sections at the bottom here, so we're going to trim that. So that is what we have there. All right. So escape. I'm going to do matching the color. So MA, match prop. I'm going to match this color to this color. I want it to be white. All right. So that's the section that we just got. Let's take a look here. So we got that little section. We're now going to draw this down here from there to all the way down. The problem with this is, if you look, you can see that this is on an offset line right there. And it's just above of that line a little bit. Oh, we didn't have this line in, did we? So that means this line, the distance from that line on top, going down 12.5. Where is that? So from the 11, this line right here, go down 12.5. So we need to offset that also. So from here, we're going to offset 12.5, and we're going to offset this line down. And let's hit there. So the distance from this one to that one, which is D for the dimension style, we're going to do linear. From this line to that line is going to be 12.5. And I'm going to leave it right over here. Let's leave it there so that it's not covering the other dimensions. All right. We can leave that in red because it's pop out. All right. So, and that, again, that is right here, this line right here. Okay. Just so you know. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to draw something from there to here, just above it a little bit, and take a look at all this dimension that we have. Where is that end location? So I start there, it's going to end right here. We have no way to know what the length of that one is, but we know it just a little bit above it, and it's going to stop right at this line right here, the vertical line. So if we are zoom out from the picture and try to follow that line, that's going to be 116. So half of 116 is going to be 58. So that means we have to offset 58 from this center line to the right. So we have that. All right. So that means it's going to end somewhere here where my crosshair is right now. Right. And somewhere there, and it's connecting to that location. Now let's see if there's a measurements on this side. There's no measurements here, so that means it's not the same measurement here. Well, this one have a measurement. There's an angle those. All right, so let's take a look here. There's an angle here. That's 36. So this things right here is if we concentrate on this and we keep drawing all the way down to the center line, it's opening a 36 from left and right. So it looks like making a V. So half of that is going to be 18. All right. So if you keep drawing this all the way down, let me show it to you. Let's change the color so you can see it. Let's see. We're going to use yellow. Let's say if I continue drawing a line all the way down here, and then yellow doesn't show really well, does it? Let's use a different color. Use red. All right, so if I do that, you can see this line here. And then if I to also draw from this section all the way down, let me see if I can zoom back out. All right, and I follow that line, just gotta trace it there. and I can extend this line all the way down. And I can extend this yellow thing all the way this way. You can see that right there, the yellow line and the red line, that form an angle. That is 18, right? So that is what we are looking at to draw. Okay. All right, so let's take a look here. Let me see if I need to trim all of this. Oh, I don't want to delete the picture. All right, so let's go here and do that angle of 18. All right, so we're just gonna draw something up for how long. We don't know how long it is, so we're just gonna randomly draw something. So right here, where is the 12? So it's somewhere here, right? We know that it's gonna touch from here, like above here a little bit to that corner. So we're gonna go ahead above this just a little bit, the 12.5. We're gonna do that. We're gonna draw a line like this first. Okay, we don't know the angle yet, so draw that. And then what we're gonna take is we're gonna take this, and we're gonna rotate it. We're gonna rotate it a certain degree. So give me a second to do that. All right, so I'm using this picture to show you guys how I do an arc right here. I know that in the video it's kind of, I move along already, but because I somehow misplaced that little portion, I'm gonna go ahead and recreate it here. So what we're looking for is we're gonna draw this arc of a 48 radius. We know that it's gonna start on top of the 16.5 and we're gonna end at the 11th. But if we track along this right here, if we zoom out and we track along that edge, we can see that there is a measurement here, 130.7. That is the location where that's going to end, all right, on the 11th. So we're going to go here and we're going to offset this 130 divided by 7.7 divided by 2. So you can 130.7 divided by 2. Let's see if that works. Somehow it doesn't work, so let's try again. We can do the math, and that would be what? Let's see. It's not going to be 65.35. So 65.35, enter, and I'm going to select this to the right. So I'm going to offset that way. Here, the 16.5 line. Here's the 11 line. You can see that from the previous pictures from the drawing. All right, so I'm going to go to arc. Now I can do some arc here. Let's see. Let's do start, end, and radius. We can do that. We can use that. Start, end, and radius. We're going to start down here. We're going to end up here. And the radius that we're going to do is 48. So you can see that from the picture here. The radius that you use is 48. So let's do that. Now I'm going to click on that arc there. And I'm going to click on this arc. Now you can see that it's open in, but I want it to open out. So if I do some rotation here, it's still not going to give me a problem. If that's the case, you're going to go start at the other end and go up. And then you can have that to be 48. All right. So that is the section there. And in the next video, I'm going to show you guys the next portion. I'm going to show you how to complete this little line here. All right. All right, so another thing that I somehow got delete is this slanted here of the ears. If you can look at this right here, this is the one what we want. There is no measurement at all on this one, so there's a little thing that's missing, some information. We know that it's this right here is 12.5, and if we go in, we know that that corner there, this line segment is stopped short of that 12.5 offset that we have. But there is a line that we can trace. If we follow this line, we trace it, and we look at it, is 116. So that location is going to be half of this, going to be 58. So we're going to offset 58 from the center line. Again, offset 58, enter. This line here, we're going to offset to the right, 58. So that there, we know that it's going to be somewhere there. It's within that. Let's take a look here again. It's going to be from here, and it's going to go down to just a little bit above that 12.5. All right. So let's take a look here. So the 12.5 is this right here. So let's see. Actually, we have that 12.5.
Rachel Featherston, please report to the AP office. Rachel Featherston.
All right. We don't have the 12.5 offset in here yet, because we got the 50 down and then we go up 15, 11, 57. So we got all that. We don't have the 12.5. So the 12.5 offset is actually from the 15.5 going down. So it's this one right here. So we have to offset that one first. So offset that to be 12.5, enter, and then select this is the one that we're going to offset. So that is the one that we're looking for. All right. So the drawing is going to be from there, and it's going to be somewhere just above this
Rachel
location.
Featherston, please report to the AP office. Rachel Featherston.
I'm sorry about the announcement that's being the recording. So what we're going to do now is first we're going to draw a line. We're going to draw a line. Let's draw just a line segment this way. All right, and then I'm going to change the color of it to a different color so you guys can see what I'm doing with it. All right, and then I already made the other video on how to teach you how to rotate and how to do the angles and everything. So please watch out on that video. But you can see that the angle here, if you remember in the class, if you follow this along all the way down and there's an angle that you can look at. And that angle is going to be half of this 46, which is 23. I'm sorry, this right here, the angle is 36. So half of the 36 will be the 23. So you're going to look on that. That's going to be an angle that we're going to worry about to rotate it. Okay. All right. All right. So here we are. Let's rotate these things to that degree that we're talking about. So let's select rotate, and let me try again. Rotate, select objects. We're going to select this one and then hit enter. Now to select the point of rotation, that will be the end of it. Hit and then we're going to rotate left or right. So the angle was 18, so we're going to put in 18 right here. Hit enter, and oops, the angle is go to the left. That means we need to do the negative 18 instead because of the angle right and left. So we're going to undo that. So Control Z. Let's do back, rotate, enter, and select it. Select that rotation point, and then we're going to put in negative 18. Hit enter, and there we are. We have it somewhere there. So now that we have it here, what we can do is we can go ahead and move this in place. So we're going to click on move and click on that object, hit enter. Now select this location here. We're going to move that. We're going to click that, and we're going to move it into this location. All right. So there we are. We're done with that. Hit escape, and then we need to change this color. So remember, we're going to do MA. We're going to match the prop of this one to this new one. We want it to all be white. Hit escape to get out. So there we are with that little ears of Mr. Frieza. So we have that. We're just gonna go here and trim. Remember it's a little bit above the 12, so we're gonna trim this sections. And let's take a look again where we are with that section. So this right here is going forward. So this line stopped right there about on top of that line, above this 12.5. So we're gonna go there and zoom into that location, and then we're going to kind of trim it. So again, it's about somewhere up here at this location. Right there is where that is kind of, we don't have the exact measurement on this one, so we're just going to trim here and here. All right, so that's what we have so far. All right, So the next thing we're going to draw is we're going to draw this angle of 130, and we're going to look at this length, this segment here. What is the measurements if we have anything? So 130 for the angles, and let's see, over here we got 15. So this length here is 15 at a 130 degree. So let's go and work on that. Oh, sorry. Let's go back to our AutoCAD and draw that. All right, so here we are with this. All right, so to do that rotation of an angle of 130, we can go ahead and make a copy of this and rotate that 130 degree. So earlier we did the positive and negative 18. You guys saw the angle that is rotation. So positive gonna rotate to the left, and then negative gonna rotate to the right, if you look at the screen. So we're going to do 130 of rotations. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to go and make a copy of this first. So there's two ways of doing it. You're going to make a copy of this line, and then you rotate that copy, or you're going to do rotate, and then it's going to ask you what do you want to rotate, then you make a copy of the line. So we can either make a copy first. So I'm going to click on that. Now I select this object to make a copy, hit enter. So now I have a copy. And if I click on this line right here, that's going to be the base of it. And if I move my mouse, things gonna be moving, right? So I don't want to move anywhere, so I'll leave it there. And then now I'm gonna hit escape. If I click on that again, then now I can go ahead and rotate what I want to rotate. So that, hit escape here, click rotate, click this line, and then hit enter. Then you want to rotate around that corner, and you can see that it's rotating, but actually it did not recognize my copy, so it's rotate. There's one way you can do it, just rotate it and put in an angle, which is 130, and then hit enter. So then you can see the angle of rotation is 130, and then you can go back and you can draw those that line to reconnect those the opening there. That's one way of doing it. The other way is just make a rotation of a copy. All right, so either way. All right, so again, I'm going to tap MA to do the match crop. So I'm going to click this color because I want to match that with this one. All right, so that right there we got. All right, this length right here is actually 15. So what we're going to do is we actually need to put the length in here. So we're not going to do dimensions here. So we're going to do the length. So length. Now there's another way for you to actually do this if you want to. You can just go here to the line and then draw from here, draw a line out and matching that and make it a 15, and that's what you got. And then all you have to do is you just trim the white section off of your draw, but that's going to take some time to do, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm trying to hit escape here. I have no idea why my thing is being selected without getting out. So apparently I got a little lag here. Let me see what's going on. All right, so that was a problem. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and undo that steps so that you guys can see this again. So there's another way we can do this. We're going to go in here and instead of dimension, we're going to put in a length. All right, LE. So you can see there's length, this right here. We're going to click on that, and then we're going to put in the value, which is 15. I hit enter, and then we need to select this line here to do it. So let's do it. Lengthen. I'm sorry, that should be the one. You put your mouse on there. You can see that that's how you make things shorter. So we're going to do lengthen, and then we're going to go ahead select an object, which is this one. Hit enter, and then they said put in the measurement, so which is 15. So you're going to do 15, enter. All right, and then you can see that it shortened it to 15. All right, that should work by itself. I'm not sure what's going on to this one. All right, so all right, hit enter. Okay, so that should works there, and we can always double check our measurements to make sure that that is 15. Yes, and you can see that that is 15 right there. Okay, all right, hit escape. So we got that. so far. What's the next thing we're going to do is let's zoom into this one on this right hand side. So we are right here. Let's have this down here. Where is that? We have no measurement on this one. We know that it's from here to there, and the 5 right here, we follow this. That is right there. That's 5. That's 5 unit. What kind of angle is it? What angle is the rotation here? Let's see. Do we have an angle of rotation on this one? It's this one right here. The angle of rotation, the angle is 142 from this one and that one. So another rotation of 142. And the measurement of that short section there we just found earlier is 5. So we're going to go ahead and look at that. So the rotation is 142. So let me draw this in for you guys to look at first. So let me go ahead. It's yellow. That's good. So this is the angle that they're talking about. So if I draw something here, this angle from the white one to the yellow one, that is 142. That's the angle that they need. All right. And the length of the segment was 5. This short segment here where my crosshair is right there. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So let me go ahead and delete this right here. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing again, which is taking this line. We're going to go ahead and do rotate. So we're going to rotate. We're going to rotate. And the base line that we're going to do is this one. And they ask us, what do we want to rotate? We're going to go ahead and say we want to rotate it 142 degree. Oh, I'm sorry. It should be a negative 102. So rotate this line, and then hit enter, select the endpoint rotation layer there, and you put in a negative 142, enter. All right, so that's what we got. But then don't forget, we need to put back this measurements. So we need to go back and reconnect that to the endpoint right there. All right, escape. I'm in yellow because I'm actually on that yellow layer. So to escape that, do MA for match prop, and then you're going to do this one first, the color that you want first, and the line that you want to change later. All right, hit escape. Now, this line here we talk about, let's take a look here. We talk about this need to be, this needs to be 5, right? So that needs to be 5. So we need to go and change that to 5. So click on it and lengthen. So LE to show it up. LEN, that's the one. Select this object and hit enter. Now they put in the measurement, which is 5. Hit enter, and that you can see is shorter it earlier there, and hit enter one more time. I think that's going to do the trick. Let's do it again. Again, I'm talking while I'm doing it. So length, this one, enter, put in 5, enter, and select an object to change. So I guess, select it. Yep, select the section that you don't want. Okay, so that is 5, and you can always again check it by a quick measure. You see that's 5. All right, so there we are with the ears of Frieza. So down, 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 and down. Now we need to talk about this segment here. Right? We have an angle or anything like that for that measurements? We don't have any measurement for this right here. It's just a horizontal segment there. So we're gonna go and just draw a horizontal segment, I guess. We're just gonna do a horizontal segment from this point. We don't know how long, so we just randomly draw something there. We're gonna leave that in yellow just we see, so we can come back to it and trim it and then change the color later. Now, if we are zoomed in here, we can see that there is this segment right here, and there is a measurement for that segment, which is 13.6 from here to here. All right, that 13.6. Now, do we have a rotation or anything? No, we don't. But what we do have is, you see this this right here, this end point right there is at this location. And if I zoom out, that is what number is it? 64. So half of 64 is 32. So we're going to go ahead and offset this right here. Offset something 32 to the right, and we want to offset this to the right, 32. All right, so that first, we're going to talk about that, and that is somewhere here, and where is here? These are questions. Let's take a look. What is this 54 degree? I think this 54 degree is for, and the 90 degrees for this one. Let me see which the 54 is for versus the 90. The 90 degree is for this one. The 54 is from here all the way to there. So there's a swing. This right here is a 54 degree turn when it's vertical. So that is something we can use. All right, so we know that it's going to be end up somewhere at these intersections, right? So let's take a look at again that intersection that we're looking at right here. So it's going to be from, it's going to end there, and there is a 54 degree divided by 2 for this one. That's an angle right here, right? So let's do that. All right, so I actually went back to take a look at this segment right here. Is 13.6, so we're going to put that in. However, the angle that we're looking at, the angle is actually 46, right? If we have followed this line here down, the angle is 46, so half of that will be 23. And then we're going to go ahead and do that right now. So zoom in here. We already did the offset that we got for this segment here, which is 20, half of 64, so 32. We already have that. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and draw a segment. Maybe just right here is fine. And draw it up. And that's going to be 13.6, whatever the segment is. Hit escape. I'm going to take that now. I'm going to rotate it. So RO for rotate, or you can click the rotation up top. Select the object, which is this one. Hit enter. Select that corner. And we're going to do, remember, to the right is negative, to the left is positive. So it's going to be a negative. Half of the 46 there, which is 23. Enter. That's right there. What we have. We're going to move this up here. So first, we're going to move this to over here first. And then we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to move it up. Let me see if I can move it up. Yep. So you can move it up all the way there, I guess. Let me do it again. Hit escape. So now that we have that, let me zoom in right here real quick. I think I make a mistake by drawing it too small down. So move, select this object, hit enter. Now select this. I'm going to move it up there, the intersection. Click on it. All right, so I have that, and now I can go ahead and trim out the part that I don't want. Hit escape. Now I want to MA to match the prop, the color. So I want to match it white. So I'm going to do that first, and then I can do this second, and then I do that third. All right. So that is what I have so far there. And then we're going to go ahead and finish the rest